Welcome to Easy Elite English, and this time we are having a video on sense organ. Here, as you can see, the sense organs which connect us with the outside world, the five senses, and the sense organs for these senses. So, we will be looking into what are sense organs, the meaning of the word, the definition, an explanation, how they work, and what are the other work they do, how they help us, and how to keep them healthy. So welcome to chapter Sense Organs. Now, human body has receptors. Human body has receptors. See, receptor. What is a receptor? A receptor perceives, means detects. A receiver perceives a change in pressure or temperature or some such factor and sends a message to the central nervous system. A receptor will perceive, means able to gauge a change in pressure or temperature or some such characteristics of the environment. So whenever it detects a change, it sends a message to the central nervous system. So that is what we call a receptor. Internal receptors may be in or on cells, means in the cells or on the surface of the cells, and they respond to changes inside the body, changes taking place inside the body. External sensory receptors in specialized organs like eyes, ears, tongue. When you have external sensory receptors in specialized organs, they detect changes in our surroundings, outside the body, in our surroundings, and send the message to the central nervous system. So these external sensory receptors in specialized organs which detect changes and send the message to the CNS, they are called sense organs. So we can define sense organs as highly specialized organs that perceive and respond to surroundings in coordination with central nervous system. We can define sense organs as highly specialized organs, eyes, ears, tongue, highly specialized organs that perceive and respond to surroundings, external environment, to surroundings, and always act in coordination with central nervous system. So let us see the sense organs one by one. Before that, let us recapitulate that human body has 5 well-developed sense organs. Well-developed, this is important because these sense organs may not be well-developed in all the animals. Human body has 5 well-developed sense organs. They respond to different types of stimuli. Eyes, light and vision, including shape, color, distance. Light and vision. Vision means shape, color, distance, and other features. Ears, vibrations, which are converted into sound or which are conveyed to the brain as sound. Vibrations, which are interpreted as sound. Ears. Nose, chemicals that are sent to the brain as smell. Tongue, chemicals that are sent to the brain as taste. And skin, changes in pressure, texture, temperature, heat, cold, touch, and pain. Heat, cold, touch, and pain, detecting changes in pressure, temperature. Skin. So eyes for vision, including shape, color and distance. Ears for vibrations, which will be sent to the brain as sound. Nose and tongue both are chemoreceptors, chemicals, but the nose sends them to the brain as smell and the tongue sends them to the brain as taste. Skin, changes in pressure and temperature, heat, cold, touch and pain. Now here we have, see what they are doing. Eyes, it says to the brain, what signal is it sending to the brain? It says danger, run. Of course, danger, that's what the signal will be, and run will be the reaction of the brain. Here, ears to brain, too loud sound. That is a message sent to the brain, and the brain will say, keep the phone at a distance. Nose to brain, sweet smell. And the brain orders the hand to bring it closer to the nose to enjoy the smell. Tongue to brain, yummy, tasty. That's what the signal goes. It's yummy and tasty. And the brain says, go on eating and enjoying. The skin says, it's too hot. Skin is sending the message to the brain, it's too hot. And the brain is saying, or the central nervous system is saying, remove the hand at once. So you have eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin sending messages to the brain and the brain sending appropriate reactions. So we can say sense organs receive signals from the outside world, not from inside the body, from outside world. Sense organs receive signals from the outside world and send these messages to the central nervous system. So we can also define sense organs as specialized organs receiving signals from the outside world and sending them to central nervous system. Now first sense organ, eyes. Now let us get familiar with the outside features, the parts of the eye which are visible. Eyebrow, eyelash, eyelid, pupil, sclera, the white of the eye, and iris, the colored part of the eye. Eyebrow, eyelash, eyelid. In fact, only the upper eyelid can be moved. While opening and closing the eye, only the upper eyelid will move. The lower eyelid does not move. Pupil, you see in the center, the dark circle. Sclera, the white portion, and iris, the colored portion. And now, where will you find eyes? The eyes will be housed in the socket, cavities. Here's one cavity, here's a cavity. Eyes or eyeballs will be lodged in these cavities. The eyeballs are lodged in these cavities in the skull. Now let us see the work. Eyelid protects eye, shuts off light during rest. When you sleep, you close your eyelids. So it shuts off the light when you are resting, and it also protects eye. When there's a sandstorm, you close your eyes. Eyebrow stops sweat from dripping into eye. Eyelash makes eyelid close tightly. Without eyelashes, the eyelid will not be able to close it tightly. Iris is a colored part of eye. The colored part on which we say a person has blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, black eyes. Sclera is a white part of the eye, protective in nature. And pupil is a small dark circle in the center. It will allow light to pass into the eyeball. It admits light, or it permits light rays to pass into the eyeball. Now inside the eyes, only those which are underlined are actually in the syllabus. Only those which are underlined with red and other parts are not in the syllabus. Cornea, the front transparent part through which light will enter. Iris, the colored part. Lens, that is a lens which will bend the light rays. Sclera, we have already said, the white part of the eye, protective in nature. Optic nerve, it will send the signal to the brain. And retina, the screen on which the image is formed. So lens, it causes light rays to bend. Retina is a screen on which image is cast. An optic nerve, that is a nerve which will carry the message or the sensation to the brain. The thin transparent sheet covering the front of the eye is called cornea. Tears from tear glands keep eyes clean and moist. Tears continuously secreted from tear glands will keep eyes clean and moist. So that was the different parts of the eye. Now we will see a little more. Light rays enter through cornea, then pupil, and travel through lens. Light rays will enter through the transparent cornea, then pupil, and then travel through lens. And what is the lens doing? The light rays are bent. That's the work of the lens. The light rays are bent during their journey. And they are focused on retina, that is a screen on which the image is cast, and forming an inverted image. And the message goes to brain via optic nerve, where an erect image is perceived. The image formed on the retina is inverted. Why? Because the rays are crossing. The rays from the top is coming to the bottom, and the rays from the bottom is coming to the top. So the image is inverted, but the brain interprets it as the right side up. And here we have the care of eyes. Safe distance for books when you are reading. If you are reading books, the safe distance for books is 30 centimeter approximately. And the safe distance for computer screen or mobile screen would be 70 centimeter. For TV, it would be much more. So safe distance when you are reading books, 30 centimeter, that's about 12 inches. And safe distance for a computer screen, if you are looking at the computer screen, keep the computer screen about 70 centimeter, that is more than 2 feet, about 25, 26, 27 inches. Why? This will prevent eye fatigue. This will prevent eye strain. Eye fatigue and eye strain are caused if the monitor is too close or the books are too close. So how do we care for eyes? Wash with water to keep eyes clean. Do not rub eyes. Work under proper illumination. Don't read in insufficient light. Don't read books in moving bus where there is lot of jerks and jolts. Don't read books. Read books from 1 foot distance and watch TV from safe distance, which could be 4 feet, 5 feet, or even 6 feet, depending on the size of the monitor. Do not watch quick flashing animations. Do not watch TV or mobile for long hours. Give a gap, and visit hospital or clinic for eye checkup. So wash the eyes, proper illumination, keep safe distance when you are reading or watching television, and do not watch quick flashing animations, and regular visit to the clinic. And avoid eye fatigue and eye strain by keeping the books and the computer monitor at safe distance. Next we have ear. Here you can see sound waves entering the ear. Sound waves entering the ear. Now the outside ear, which you can see, is called pinna. The outside of the ear is called pinna. And here we have an auditory canal, the ear canal. So pinna is outside what you can see, and there is a canal, and after that there is a membrane called the eardrum, and behind the eardrum you have a set of 3 bones. You don't have to remember the names. A set of 3 bones, actually the one of the smallest sets of bones. And after that you have the inner ear. There is a shape, but you don't have to remember this. So remember, outer ear or pinna, then the canal, then the eardrum, a set of bones, and then inner ear. And the nerve which will carry the message to the brain. And this is a tube. It's called eustachian tube. You don't have to remember the name. The tube which will connect with the pharynx to equalize pressure on both sides of the eardrum. So when you open your mouth, the air pressure on either side of the eardrum will be equalized. Now we have external ear pinna, and ear canal and eardrum. Till this it is external ear. Pinna collects sound waves like a funnel, collects sound waves. Ear canal carries sound waves. Sound waves will pass through ear canal. Eardrum vibrates, but the vibration is weak, not very strong. So, in the middle ear, you have ear ossicles, that is the bones I told you about, 3 bones. They will amplify the sound waves. They will make the vibration stronger. And this eustachian tube will equalize the pressure, air pressure on both sides. And then it goes to the inner ear. Inner ear, now this detail you don't have to remember, but still, it has a cochlea which is snail shaped. Like a snail, it is called 2.5 turns. 1 turn, 2 turn, and half turn. You have semicircular canals. This is for balance. The semicircular canal is for balance. It's not for hearing. So this will make up the inner ear. And useful information, eardrum is a very thin and delicate membrane, easily ruptured. You can easily break it, you can easily tear it by very loud sound or injury caused by inserting pins. If you insert pins or if there is very loud noise, you could be injuring the eardrum and causing partial or complete deafness. Now note that pinna, some animals have movable pinna. Most of the animals in the wild, they have movable pinna. Why? So that they can move it to the best position in the wild. They move the ear to the best position for receiving even the faintest sound. Although we cannot move pinna, there are animals which can move pinna. They can flap their ears. So flapping their ears is one thing, but they can turn this pinna towards the source of sound. So they can point the pinna to the appropriate direction to receive sound. And also note that pinna can be of different shapes in different people. Different people have different shapes. They have different ear shapes. It can be a distinctive feature and can be gene controlled. Now next we have, as I told you, pinna, outer ear, pinna, ear canal up to eardrum, outer ear, the ear bones, the ossicles forming the middle ear, and the inside, this cochlea and other things forming the inner ear. So how does it work? Sound waves are collected by pinna. In animals, they can be moved in the proper direction. You can place them in different positions. So sound waves are collected by pinna, pass through the ear canal. This is the ear canal. They are passing through. See how they are passing. From here, the vibrations of waves will pass. And they hit the eardrum. There is the eardrum. So sound waves are collected from here. They pass and hit the eardrum. And the eardrum vibrates. But the ear bones will also vibrate strongly. The eardrum, the vibrations were weak. Now they are amplified, made stronger. So the ear bones, you have very strong vibrations. And then passed on to the inner ear. and from the inner ear via the nerve to the brain. And note that the nerve from ear to brain is a cranial nerve. In eye also, the optic nerve from eye to brain was a cranial nerve. And again, this is something not in syllabus but very common in daily life. Infection of middle ear is very common. It is called otitis media in medical science. Infection of middle ear, otitis media, a very common occurrence. How to care for ears? Protect ears from very loud noise or sudden explosive bangs. And use cotton swabs, not pins, to clean ears, only the outside. Do not insert pins. And here we have something from the World Health Organization. The inside part of the ear is self-cleaning. Only clean the outer part of the ear with a soft cloth or cotton. No object or fluid should be inserted or instilled into the ears unless prescribed by a health professional, means hospital. Unless hospital tells you, do not put any fluid into the ear and do not insert any object into the ear. They are self-cleaning. The inside of the ear is self-cleaning. The outside you can clean with cotton swab but not with pin. And obviously loud bangs, loud sounds are harmful. They could rupture the eardrum. Now next we have nose. Now look at the nose. This is the bony part. Then we have the upper cartilage and we have the lower cartilage. And we have the skin here. So, the upper part is bony, the lower part is cartilaginous. A partition, this partition is called septum, divides nose into two. Now, inborn deviated nasal septum, sometimes the septum is not straight, it is bent, crooked. That's called deviated nasal septum. It causes problem. It may even require surgery. So, minute particles waft into the nasal cavity along with air. They dissolve in fluid to form a weak solution. The minute particles which wafted into your nose, they will dissolve to form a weak solution. The solution will stimulate your nerve endings or smell or olfactory bulbs. The impulse is transmitted to the brain as smell. The smell is a chemical stimulus. Chemical stimulus of the particles which were dissolved in a fluid to form a weak solution. This chemical stimulated the nerve endings of the smell bulbs and were conveyed to the brain as smell. This is a feature of the nose not in syllabus and also not connected with our sense organ discussion, but still it's important. Hair and mucus in nasal passage filter and trap dust and germs. When you are breathing through nose, hair and mucus in nasal passage will filter and trap dust particles and germs. So the air inside is purified. And that is one reason why you must breathe through nose and not through mouth in normal circumstances. I always breathe through nose. Always breathe through nose and not through mouth. Why? Because if you breathe through mouth, you do not get this protection, the hair and mucus, which is removing the dust particles and germs. This protection is available only if you breathe through nose. So do not breathe through mouth under normal circumstances. Keep airways clean. Do not insert anything into your nostril. And use nasal drops and nasal sprays only if advised by hospital or clinic. Do not use any nasal drops or nasal sprays unless you are advised by hospital or clinic. Next we have tongue. Now what are papillae? You are seeing papillae. These are named according to the shapes. This is not important. You don't have to remember the names. But Remember that different papillae are named according to their shapes. Don't remember the actual names. Just remember that papillae may have different shapes and they have different names. Now, what are papillae? Papillae are folds on tongue. There are folds, and they contain clusters of sensory cell groups called taste buds. Taste buds are groups of cells and a bundle of taste buds present in the fold called papillae. The major tastes sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. These are the primary tastes, but the actual taste will be always a combination of 2 or 3 or 4. Now, hot or spicy taste like chili, pepper, it is just a pain and heat sensation. Biologically, it is not a taste. We enjoy chili, we enjoy pepper, but it's not taste. Biologically, it's not taste. It is just a pain and heat sensation, but we have learned to enjoy it. We have learned to enjoy that heat and pain sensation. That's why we say it is a taste, but biologically, it's not a taste. The taste, we have only sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. Hot and spicy taste of chili is not taste biologically. It is pain and heat, mild pain and heat, but we have learned to enjoy it. In addition to being a sense organ to detect tastes, tongue has several other features and several other functions. Tongue is always moist with saliva. It is highly muscular and sensitive. Rich blood and nerve supply. It helps in speech. It helps to move food inside mouth. It helps to mix saliva and food. And it helps to swallow food. Minor injuries to tongue are self-healing because saliva is a mild antiseptic. So tongue is not only a sense organ for taste, but also helps in speech, helps to move food inside mouth and to swallow after mixing it with saliva. Now the distribution of taste, this is called the map. So we have at the tip of the tongue sweet taste, then salty, sour, and at the back bitter. There is a distribution of taste buds, but remember that many modern scientists do not agree with this taste bud distribution map. The map which we have shown, many modern scientists do not agree with this, but still we have shown it as it is in your book. So tongue has different taste buds for different tastes. Taste buds are sensory, which send taste via nerve to brain. Groups of taste buds are located inside folds called papilla, and papillae are named according to their shapes. But don't remember the names. Just remember that papillae are folds. They can be of different shapes. They have different names. The papillae or folds will contain bundles of taste buds for sweet taste buds for salty taste buds for sour taste, and taste buds for bitter taste. Now we have the skin. Skin is a living organ. Only the outermost layer is dead. The outermost layer is dead, but the skin is living. The skin has nerve supply, and skin is a receptor for touch, pain, pressure, heat, and cold. Touch, pain, pressure, heat, and cold. That's temperature. What are the important work of skin? Prevents entry of germs, produces oil to keep healthy, controls temperature, prevents entry of germs, that is protection, produces oil to keep healthy, to keep skin healthy, and controls temperature. How does it control temperature? Let us see. Keeps body warm, hair will keep body warm. Fat layer below the skin will also keep the body warm. So hair and fat layer below the skin, this fat layer and hair will keep the body warm. Sweat evaporates and cools the body. Sweat will evaporate and cooling the body. And lastly, blood vessels become narrower or wider to regulate body warmth. Sorry, to regulate body warmth. Not off should not be there. This off should be removed. The word off should be removed. This off word is not there. Blood vessels become narrower or wider to regulate body warmth. If they become narrower, then less heat will be lost. If they become wider, more blood will flow and more heat will be lost. So hair, fat layer, sweat evaporation and changing size of blood vessels will help in controlling the temperature in addition to other functions. But as sense organ, it is for touch, pain, pressure and temperature. Next, so we have the 5 sense organs, and now you can match the sense organ with the pictures on the right. The loud sound, where will you match? Sweet vapors coming from incense sticks, sweet smelling incense sticks. Here you have thorn. What will happen if you touch it? Which sense organ will tell you? Someone is watching the TV, but the TV is mute. Sound is not there. So, which sense organ is helping them to watch the images on the TV screen? And here is honey. Which sense organ will tell you the taste of the honey? Match the sense organ with the colored pictures on the right. So thank you. That was sense organs. We'll be coming back with more videos. Till then, thank you and goodbye.